As the recovery continues and the investigation begins, we are learning more about the victims.
Fox 4's Alex Boyer joins us with that. Alex.
Hey guys, and 60 passengers as well as 4 flight crew members were on board that plane. We now know that several of the victims were part of the U.S. skating family. Specifically, 6 of the passengers were part of the skate club in Boston.
We're learning more about some of the 64 victims killed on board the American Airlines plane that collided with a military chopper in D.C. Wednesday night. Several were part of the U.S. figure skating organization, including 6 who were involved in the skate club of Boston.
Skating is a very close and tight-knit community. These kids and their parents, they're here at our facility in Norwood 6, sometimes 7 days a week. It's a close, tight bond, and I think for all of us, we have lost family.
The club's executive director says the skaters were returning home from the National Development Camp that was held in connection with the recent U.S. Figure Skating Championships in Wichita, Kansas. They were flying to D.C. as part of a connecting route to Boston.
The 2 coaches, Zhenya Shishkova and Vadim Nomov, top coaches. They were the 1994 World Pair Champions, and they came to us in 2017, and were very much a part of our building the competitive skating program here at the Skating Club of Boston.
Their son Max, who competed in Kansas, had flown back home on Monday.
Mom was always too nervous to watch him skate.
We also learned that one of the 2 airplane pilots killed in the mid-air collision is 28-year-old Sam Lilly. His father, an Army helicopter pilot for 20 years, now lives in Georgia and spoke by phone to our Fox station in Atlanta.
Last night when I saw on Fox News there was a crash in D.C., I really didn't think there was any way it was my son, but I started to do the research, and I realized that was his schedule to be on that flight.
3 soldiers were on the military helicopter. Their bodies were recovered from the wreckage and draped in an American flag.
It was a fairly experienced crew, and it was doing a required annual night evaluation. They did have night vision goggles.
Former U.S. figure skater and Olympic medalist Nancy Kerrigan, who lives in Massachusetts, stopped by the skate club in Boston to pay her respects.
Welcoming and happy to see one another, and just to walk in here and not see that is, I think, would be very strange for everybody that comes here, especially those that are here day in and day out.
Difficult time for all of those folks indeed. We also have learned that 4 of the people killed in that plane crash as well are steam fitters. Those are all members of the United Association of Union Local, located in suburban Maryland. On a social media post today, I can tell you that the union leadership says that their focus right now is providing support for all of the victims' families. Back to you.
All right, Alex Boyer. Alex, thank you.
And stay with us as we continue to cover the deadly mid-air collision. We will be following this on air, online, at fox4news.com, and on our Fox local app.